Okay. All right. You ready?
All right. So we are coming to the end of a road trip. Halfway cross country. We're near the end. So we are answering Miss America Pageant questions. Okay? I'll ask you one first, and then I'll give you, I guess, one to ask me.
Okay.
You ready? How can we better promote volunteerism in America?
Well, I would like to thank all of you for being here. I'd like to thank my great state of Ohio for nominating me to be in the presence of all these beautiful women. I think we can encourage volunteerism in America by paying volunteers to do the work. So they are motivated because they are being paid, which I know doesn't make them volunteers anymore. But if we ask them to volunteer first, and then those that volunteer get paid, because it's kind of nice to support a cause and then get paid for it. And if you don't want the money, you can always donate it to something else. So I think the way we encourage more people to volunteer is to pay them to volunteer. Thank you so much.
I gave Gabriel his question to ask me.
Contestant number 5. Do you think that college is too expensive?
Thank you, Jim, for asking me this wonderfully thought out and debated question. What state do I want to be from? I'm Miss Minnesota. That's where I was born. What can I say? Anyway, it's colder right now. Whatever. Do I think college is too expensive? Yeah. Do I have to go on?
Yes. That's such a stupid response to the question.
Yes, because it is. You want people to go to college, right? And you want them to get an education, but you put them in all of this debt so they can't even use their education well. And then it is just, harming generational wealth. They are in like 6 digits of debt. And, then you get mad because they can't help, boost the economy, buy houses, buy cars. Well, actually, they're doing it anyway, but whatever. And they are just paying off their college debt for their entire life, and now their kids don't have a college fund, and now it just is a big snowball. Minnesota! Snowball.
To be like, I don't mean to respond to that, but you didn't answer the question. Yes, but why? Your reasoning why do you think it's expensive? For example, do you think a Lamborghini is expensive? Why? The only reason why is because you don't think a Lamborghini is worth 250 grand. Right?
I don't think your degree is more than it. Your degree shouldn't be more than what you make with your degree in a year.
Okay, well, that's a starting point, right? So it's not all degrees, right, that are too expensive.
You should also pick your degree wisely, so it's not my fault that you pick something silly.
But that's such a zero. That's so annoying. All right, next question.
Okay, pick a number 1 through 48.
30.
Okay. What do you think the biggest problem our environment is facing today, and how can community members help stop it?
Our environment is the biggest problem it's facing today. Am I answering as me as Miss America? I'm not even sure what's
You, of
happening here.
course, because you are Miss America.
Well, I think the biggest problem that the environment is facing is a general disregard for like the best way to eradicate that is, number one, showing people how beautiful it is. So taking people there, not just like hiking or in some random rainforest, but it can just be like, showing people how important it is to have a good, clean environment and how nice it is. So education, I guess, is the solution. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to pick number 15. Oh my. What recent media story has resonated with you?
Bruh! 50 is my goal. Call that number, Trisha. Write that number.
1-800-550-7233. Y'all heard it.
Yes, we're going to call them and say that safety is not his goal.
Definitely eating snacks.
Is he eating snacks?
He's just eating snacks.
Okay, I'm going to slow down. If he doesn't share, we'll call his boss. What kind of snacks?
1-800. I said it on here. 550.
You're not calling them for the line.
7233. I think that's what it was.
No, there's a code at the back of the card. You have to know the code. Because you need to, so they know what van it is.
Oh my gosh.
Good thing I'm speeding by. Big car.
Get away from this guy. Okay, now I'm just derailed. Media story that I would like to cover now is unsafe driving and and distracted driving, because my word, we're on the highway going 75 miles an hour and this van just swerved. And you know what these guys were doing? Eating snacks. I think Jim Bob could just be driving on his regular day, waking up, doing his normal thing, because you decided to drive distracted. Jim Bob's now dead. Ruins Jim Bob's whole life, actually.
If he's dead, I feel like his life is ruined.
So, don't distract and drive. Don't text and drive. For the love of Pete, don't text and drive. Don't watch movies and drive. Don't Snapchat and drive. We're on a road trip. This is my thing. It's another truck. Just look at the road. It's literally your one job. Drive straight. It's a straight road. Yeah, don't ruin somebody else's entire life just because. This is a dangerous thing. They put us in these little boxes of metal and send you down the road just assuming. These are other people, not other cars, are other people. I don't know if that's a hot media story, but it just happened to me right now, so it's hot.
Okay, can we stop the Miss America thing? I just want to read my book. This concludes the Miss America Pageant.
Alright, we're going to do 2 more questions.
No, one question.
One more question. No, yeah, 1 question each. Pick a number.
I choose number 8.
8. Do you think the violence incorporated into television, movies, and video games influence the amount of juvenile crime we experience in today's society?
I think that it might have a role to play, but I would argue that juvenile crime has been happening since time immemorial. So we can even look at the example of Cain and Abel, which I can argue they were kids, maybe not, or maybe older, or teenagers, I guess. So you can see that that's not a new occurrence, and they didn't have TV at the time. I think it's just part of the human experience, and kids learn from seeing other people do certain things. And I think the bigger question is the societal factors that lead to such actions, and the stick and the carrots we use to motivate people to not do certain things. So yeah, I don't think TV or radio or internet has too much to do with it. I think it plays a part, but so sometimes we'll slip over it. Alright, contestant 5, choose a number between 1 and 48.
I'm going to choose my high school basketball number. It was 25. Okay. Oh, it's long. It has been shown that men who admit to having children in a job interview are looked at more favorably, yet women who do the same are looked at less favorably. Why do you think this is? Okay. Let's see it. It's obvious. they think men are more favorable because they are now a provider. The man is the provider in the household. It's just...
Why you put that in air quotes? I'm
Okay,
just
they are.
curious.
Well, not always. But I think biologically speaking, they are driven to be a provider. It's kind of part of like manhood type of deal. So the employer will look at it as they're going to be reliable, they're going to work hard, they're going to try to make more money to provide more for their family. They're going to look at the woman as being the nurturer slash the mother and be like, she's going to put her family as a priority of taking care of them physically. So she's going to have that as her priority instead of work. And I think that kind of hinders, women looking for jobs. Unfortunately, but there's like many years to kind of be like, well, yes, men typically want to provide for the family, women are more nurturing. Fair assumption, but also like, it's biased.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how you really get around it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I feel like it's hardwired in our kind of consciousness a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has always been hardwired in our consciousness or if it's only hardwired in our cultural consciousness. And if you are from another society that women were the providers, you would have a different,
like elephants.
Okay. Yes, exactly, like elephants. They probably have a different, worldview or conception of the matter. I guess the question is, now that we know that that's what we are predisposed to, how do we...
That wasn't the question I was asked, but that's the real question here.
Yes, okay, alright.
I would need longer to answer that.
Alright,
I don't know.
Okay,
But
alright.
I think it is unfair to me.
Fair.
Alright, thanks for joining us on our Miss America Pageant question answering road trip ordeal. You can vote down below who you think should win, Miss Ohio or Miss Minnesota. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all those things, I suppose.
I think Ohio should win because we have had 8 presidents.
Oh my god. I think Miss Minnesota should win because Miss Ohio kept interrupting.
Not sure. That's a sign of assertiveness. That's what you need.
That's a sign of not knowing when to shut your mouth.
Well,
Anyway, thanks for watching. Vote down below.